Optimus detected a faint life signature in the rubble of the building next to him. He knelt down and moved the bricks and wood piled on top of the human. When he saw the human, a female soldier, he carefully pulled her out and held her gently in his servos. "Are you all right? Can you hear me?" Optimus asked. "Did we?" the girl was trying to force out. "Did we seal the breach? Did we win?" "Yes," Optimus immediately answered, "the breach has been sealed. The Titans will not be coming in." The girl forced out a smile as Optimus saw a wound getting worse. "Humanity's first victory. I'm glad." Optimus could detect her life force slowly fading. "Listen to me. Save your energy. I'll take you to the nearest medic." But it was too late, the girl died with a calm, peaceful smile on her face. Optimus widened his optics as he gently put her down on the ground. He shook his helm before he ran towards the Titans near his area. "I did not even know her name," Optimus thought. I broke his spark. He's seen billions of his own people die in the most gruesome way, but why? Why did that girl's death make him feel like he was living in the past? Why did it bother him so much? Why? Ren sat in his cell as he looked at his chains. It's been around a day or so ago since he woke up from a coma, but Ren was just wondering when he could leave this place. "May I use the restroom?" Ren asked one soldier. "You already went," the soldier answered coldly. "Can I have some water?" Ren asked the second soldier. "Know your place, monster," he replied as he turned away. Ren slightly hung his head in confusion as he looked at his chains. He completely understood why they were acting like this, but do they really have to do all of this just to keep him on lockdown? What about the Metal Titan? How were they keeping him restrained? They can't really trust him. Ren was born human. The government had everything about him, but the Metal Titan was different. He was different from the Titans, including the Colossal and Armored Titan. He should be worried about it, but it saved Darman and many others, at least that's what he heard. That's right, his friends. Were they all okay? Did they make it out of Drost alive? Ren snapped out of his thought as he heard door open from the outside. He waited as he heard footsteps coming towards his cell, but it suddenly got quiet. Too quiet. Ren jumped as a woman with glasses and a ponytail came out of nowhere and clutched the bars while giving him a scary look. "You must be Ren," she smiled happily. "Are you okay? Anything new? Sorry to keep you waiting, but it seems you're finally getting out." Ren sighed with relief. "But you'll have to wear these," she added as she showed Ren handcuffs. "I'm Hanji Zoe, a Survey Corps squad leader," she introduced as they walked towards their destination. Ren tried to move as a man was sniffing him. "He's another squad leader," Hanji explained. "Mike Zacharias. He has the habit of smelling people he's just met, and then smirking. I don't think it has any real significance. After all, he's good enough that they gave him a squad." There was silence as they continued walking. "Oh, sorry. Too much chit-chat," she said as they arrived at a door. "We're already here. Don't worry. It's better not to get any explanations in advance." Ren widened his eyes as he was being pushed through the door. "Wait. I know it's selfish, but we have no choice but to blindly put our trust in you. Good luck," Hanji said before closing the doors. "Kneel down there," a policeman ordered. Ren simply complied as he kneeled down. The policeman put a pole in between Ren's cuffs. He tried to move, but it was useless, he was stuck. Ren then looked around to see the military police, the garrison troops, the Survey Corps, and Armin and Mikaza. He looked up to see an old man rolling up his sleeves and sitting down. Well then, let us begin. They're going to start the trial, a guard said. Optimus woke up from his recharge and eavesdropped on the conversation. Yeah, the other guard began, they're finally going to decide what to do with that Titan. Renjager, Optimus thought, it would seem that we will be having separate trials. Do you think he'll be handed over to the Survey Corps? The first guard asked. I hope not, the second guard answered, a Titan siding with humanity sounds absurd. I mean the Titan could turn on humanity. Probably let the Titan in like the Colossal and Armored Titan. Optimus made the assumption that the Colossal and Armored Titan could break the wall. They were probably the ones that made the breach. Let's just hope we get that monster, the second guard continued, so we can just kill him. Optimus would have grimaced if he was in his bipedal mode. Kill him? From what he had gathered, no one knew that Tren could transform. The boy didn't know either. Even though it may not prove beneficial for him. Considering the fact there are counter-arguments, it could still help because someone could help Ren control that ability. But what about this thing? The first guard asked, how are they going to kill it? From what I heard 3D maneuver gear won't work on him, and it's sentient. Really? The second soldier asked in surprise. But it's not even a Titan. It just looks like some word caravan. I think the way it looks is proof enough for me. The first guard remarked. Optimus mentally sighed. If he was going to be handed over to the military police, he might as well just leave the wall. They already pissed him off. If Ratchet were here, he probably would have thrown something at them, despite his orders to not harm them. The Autobots, Optimus thought. Were they alright? Did anything happen to them? There was no way he could get to them or Cybertron. He didn't even know where this planet was located. This world didn't even make electricity yet, so he couldn't do squat. But why was he worried? The war was finally over, and his comrades would protect their homeworld with their lives. He knew that. He had complete faith in them. But there was. Because I now know the true meaning of oppression, and have thus lost my taste for inflicting it. Optimus wanted to believe that. He wanted to believe Megatron truly meant that, but deep down he couldn't. After eons of fighting. How could he really believe that? What if Megatron attacked Cybertron? What was he doing right now? Another thing was bothering him as well. Why was he here? He was so caught up with everything that's happened in this world that he never had time to think. Why was he even here? He was supposed to be one with Primus. Did Primus send him here? Did he have a purpose here? Was it really not his time to be one with the Allspark? Optimus mentally sighed. He knew his questions weren't going to be answered, probably never to. And now, he had to wait to see what would happen next. Then I have made my decision. Renjager will be handed over Survey Corps. Zackley declared. Armin sighed with relief. Thank goodness. Mikazo calmed down as she moved her hand from Armin's grip. Glaring at Levi. Now we need to bring in the other Titan, Zackley said. Erwin looked up at the balcony. Hanji is doing so as we speak. Levi looked up to see Hanji no longer on the balcony while Mike looked around completely dazed before running after her. He face-bombed. Great. Hanji looked in awe as she hid behind a brick wall. There it is, she whispered to herself, in all its glory, the Metal Titan. I can't wait to find out more about it. Hanji moved from the wall and walked over to the Titan while greeting the tow soldiers guarding him. She began to inspect the side before moving her hand to touch the door. Don't touch it. That thing could hurt you. A soldier yelled. Hanji didn't listen as she put her palm on the door. Wow, it really is made out of metal, and it feels Warm. Angie said to herself. She then kneeled down to observe the wheels. The wheels are also metal, but that black stuff looks weird, looks like rubber. She then looked through the window and inside the vehicle. Whoa, this looks so cool. It looks so weird and cool at the same time. The seats look comfy, too. Angie, what are you doing? Mike demanded as he walked up to her. I'm just looking. Angie answered as she attempted to open the door. It locks itself on the inside. Smart. Angie. Mike yelled. Mirrors to look behind you while moving. Angie ignored Mike as she moved the mirrors from side to side. Looks a lot easier than moving the neck. This tightens practically the ultimate weapon. Angie squealed with excitement while the three sweat dropped. She stopped as she noticed something at the front of the Titan. She walked over to it and kneeled down to look like a face of some sort. She rubbed her thumb across the design. I wonder what this means, Angie wondered. It is the symbol of a war faction from my home. A voice answered. Angie jumped and stumbled back while the two guards pointed their rifles at the vehicle. Angie immediately recovered and smiled. You're a war veteran? Yes, the metal Titan answered. Awesome. Angie squealed. Angie, Mike called out cautiously. Right, you're going to have your trial now. Angie told the metal Titan. Understood, he answered. Wait, the first guard cut off. How are you going to bring him in the courtroom? He can't exactly fit through the doors. And if people saw a Titan in the city, they would panic, the second guard added. Haven't thought about that, Angie said to herself. We could bring Zachary out here while he's not restricted? The first guard practically screeched. Well, we can't exactly restrict him, Angie retorted casually. The four suddenly heard a fizzing noise and turned to see the sight before them. The two guards' mouths dropped. Mike's eyes looked like they were going to pop out of his head, and Angie smiled like there was no tomorrow. Armin, Mike Haza began, how do you think the other trial will go? I don't know, Armin whispered. They can't fit Optimus in the courtroom. We may have to go outside. Armin noticed Mike Haza slightly glaring at Levi. Mike Haza. Ren's going to be fine. Just be thankful he's not being handed over to the military police. Mike Haza still glared at Levi. The door suddenly opened, causing Armin and Mike Haza to look in surprise and confusion. They saw two people from the military police, but they also saw someone else. It was a man in his mid-30s with light skin. His dark hair almost covered his bright blue eyes. He also had a short beard. He wore a black shirt with a red jacket and fingerless gloves. Armin noticed that there was a symbol on the upper sleeve of the jacket that looked familiar. He also wore a pair of dark blue pants with brown boots. The man looked over at Armin and Mike Haza as he continued walking towards the center. Armin widened his eyes in shock while Mike Haza looked in confusion. Those eyes, they're the same as, Armin thought. It's Optimus. Armin whispered. What? Mike Haza questioned. Armin, that doesn't make any sense. I know it doesn't, but neither does the fact that he could change into some kind of weapon, Armin retorted. It's him, I know it. Optimus stood before the judge before looking at his surroundings. On his right he saw people who looked at him with worry, fear, and skepticism. He made a guess they were the conservatives. On his left, he saw Erwin Smith and Levi. He also saw Commander Pixis, Armin, and Mike Haza. He glanced back to see Ren kneeling down and chained, his face bloody and battered. Ren slightly glared at him before Optimus turned away. I have to be careful, Optimus thought. I do not know what happened, But I know that my fate isn't the only thing being decided. Let us begin, the judge said. I understand that you were first seen in the Battle of Trost. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, Optimus answered. Do you understand why you're here? The judge asked. I am aware that I will be handed over to one of the branches in your military. Optimus answered. You will be either handed over to either the Survey Corps or the military police, the judge explained before looking at each.